Hello all.
Well, we're
Hi.
on, yeah.
Yes,
Thank you for joining us today. Your light is a little too hot, I think.
all right.
We just brought it in here so Nigel could be illuminated and you could see his face. So the whole
How's that? Better?
Yes, that's much better. You look
All right.
awesome, by the way.
No.
Yeah, you're cute. I like you.
Cool.
Welcome to CysterWigs After Dark. Tonight we have a lot of fun and treats and stuff in store for you. We have a cocktail recipe, and we also have a wig for me to talk about, and a whole bunch of shenanigans and fun stuff.
All right.
So, all right, I'm gonna let you kind of do your thing, honey.
Okay.
Okay, maybe this
There, right.
Can you hear us now?
Well, I've just unmuted my microphone.
All right.
So
Well, when it's just you,
yeah,
you do that.
all righty,
Yeah.
all righty. There we go. That should do it. Okay, everyone. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So yeah, CysterWigs After Dark, which means that there may be some adult language, not gratuitous. Just every so often, we might let us swear loose. There will be some alcoholic beverages. Well, one anyway. So, we're just going to keep it, loose and more or less, just kind of fancy free and relaxed. It's the weekend. We're going to relax a bit. We're going to be ourselves and all that.
It's going to be very casual. I didn't turn my mic back on, by the way, so I'm
Okay.
just using yours. I will project opera style. It's fine. But yeah, we've got a lot of fun stuff to talk about tonight. As I mentioned earlier, thank you for everybody who is joining us, and thank you for helping us figure out that we were muted there, or that Nigel was muted there for a second. Thank you, everybody, for your help. Hi, Wendy.
Yes,
Hi,
Wendy.
Darlene, Faith, Shelley, Jamie, May, everybody, Kathy. Thank you, everybody who's here with us right now.
Yeah, thanks for staying up late, Wendy.
Let's see. Ooh, while we're just kind of like, hanging out, waiting for more people to join us, I wanted to tell you guys a little bit about the most recent Facebook update. I don't know if you are... Nigel, why are all of our curtains blinking like...
I could have sworn that's the problem with these control panels. Give me a second.
It was a little much. I was looking behind me and I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Sparkle sunshine.
Okay, hang on a minute.
Are we good?
I could have sworn I got this sorted out when
I honestly think that our curtain lights here have a personality crisis. They don't know who they are. We turn them on one setting, 20, 30 minutes will pass, and then we come back and it's like strobing or doing something other than just being on, which is what we want.
Yeah, these bloody things have like 11 different settings of various fade in, fade out, blink, flash, and there's one setting that is all of the other settings in a row.
Yeah.
So you think you have it set on just standard illumination, and it stays like that for a good 5-10 minutes, and you walk away and, oh no, it's decided to go on to multi-flash or fade in, fade out sort of thing when you think it's set. So hooray, technology.
Yes. Yeah, it's still confusing me. If this stuff keeps happening in this room, though, I'm going to end up coming up with colorful theories about how this is somehow a possessed room.
Yeah.
Because I don't know why all these, like, you would think that just turning on a camera and talking to people live would be a really straightforward thing, especially when you're going through software to kind of like accommodate the thing. It's like literally when we think every week we've got this list of problems we've worked out. Now we need to like apply the solution, and then we do that, and it's like new things come up, or the curtain acts like it's possessed for whatever reason. So,
Yeah.
all right.
Well, John's here, by the way.
Hi,
John. And Kathy said, we tried the True Lime stuff you mentioned last time. Pretty good. Excellent.
Yeah.
Glad to hear it.
Yeah, we particularly like the cherry limeade. It's very nice.
Mm.
But all the flavors we've tried are pretty good. I particularly like the watermelon fresca flavor.
The watermelon limeade. Yeah.
And
you like the mango orange as well.
That is also very good. I actually like, well, I'll pretty much drink all of them. But yeah, very, very good. Darlene says, my doorbell will phantom ring. I believe it. Oh, speaking of doors.
Yes.
Oh,
the doors.
Our little baby birds have flown away. They have grown up. I got a picture of one yesterday, and he was, let me see if I've actually got it on my phone. And I didn't know that they were going to fly away today. Oh, he was such a, look at him. Oh, can you even see him?
He's right. Why am I pointing at my screen, for Pete's sake?
He's so courageous and ready to go. And then the next day I woke up this morning and I heard this loud chirping. Every day prior to this, the baby birds, when they get fed, it's like the cutest sound ever, because it's like it's like the most high-pitched, tiny little cheepy chirps. And it's very, very heartwarming. And this morning, it was like there was some bass to it. Like, I don't know if you watch Adult Swim, but they have that titmouse company that's like,
chirp. We've got titmice around here as well, and they're adorable.
I love them. But these are just house wrens, I think. But they were really, really loud this morning, and I didn't know that they had fledged, but I just heard them. They woke me up at like 5 this morning, so that must have been when they left. But I'm real sad now because I actually got such a kick multiple times a day just out of hearing. It was just instant smile every time.
Yeah, I went out for a walk earlier because I pulled my back last night, and I stopped off at the front door to see if they were there, and nest is empty. So yeah, I think they've fledged, but they were cute while we had them, and now I get
shelter.
Yes, and now I get to clean off the door and the wreath.
Yeah, I was telling my mom earlier today on the phone that they're basically like any other uninvited house guest. They just kind of show up unannounced, and when they leave shit all over your house.
Make a lot of noise.
Make a lot of noise. But I mean, they're cute birds, but they really did poop all over my door.
And the wreath.
That wreath is like a trophy to me, by the way, because I always buy them like a week after whatever holiday or whatever season has crept up, So when the fall stuff gets released, I buy my summer wreaths, So I got this wreath that was like this gigantic honking yellow wreath, and it was like originally $80. I got it for like 20 because I bought it like in October or something like that. I was like, right on. I have the best Halloween wreaths that I think I bought in December. Yeah. So it's phenomenal.
You like wreaths? Buy them out of season.
So people who talk to me about how they like to save money, I buy all my clothes on Poshmark. I'm with you on that stuff. I buy my hair new, but a lot of my other stuff I buy used. I'm not ashamed of it. I'm proud of it. I save money that way. And usually it's like a small business owner that's selling that stuff, so I'm helping them out too.
Cheryl says some birds, after they fledge, live on the ground for a while. A bird around you told me that she keeps her cats indoors for a while during this time because of that.
No, I hope that the neighbor that had the cat has moved away. So hopefully not Chubbs and not Dexter. Yeah. Don't get any bright ideas. I have 3 cats, by the way, in case you don't get the reference. John knows what I'm saying, but we have like company cats, essentially. They stay with John, though, so we don't get hair and dander on the products and whatnot. But we have Chubbs, Dexter, and Penny. And we have, in my neighborhood, we have a cat that looks just like Dexter, but is feral. And we have a cat that looks just like Chubbs, but is feral. And yeah, but
we call them not Dexter and not Chubbs.
They're not Dexter and not Chubbs. Yeah.
And I saw not Chubbs out on my walk today, so he's around somewhere. He's just not hanging around.
Near our birds.
Yeah, I don't think I think he stopped hanging around with us because of the German Shepherd next door or something like that.
It's a big doggy. It's a nice dog. Big doggy though.
Yeah, relatively chill.
All right, I should get back to the Facebook thing. Because I wanted to touch on that really quickly. We stopped doing, at least for now, redundant live streams on Facebook as well. And part of the reason why we did that is like when it happened, we had the glitches last week. I had no idea what the heck was going on. Like the software was just freaking out. It was setting up, you couldn't see it on your end, but it was sending Nigel and me.
Oh, just pop-ups all over the place.
Gosh,
it's like I'd type in a response. I'd type in a response to someone, and that would say, "We have lost your connection to your Facebook page. Please sign in." And then I try to do that, and oh boy,
and we would close the thing, and another one would pop up, and it was just really obnoxious.
you couldn't get rid of some of them.
And I wonder what the heck was, and we couldn't even end the live stream on Facebook because it didn't.
We couldn't end it at all.
Yeah, no. Well, we ended it on YouTube, but at the right time, but we didn't end it on Facebook because I checked afterwards. But I have a theory. Okay, so a lot of you may already know this, particularly if you're like really like into tech stuff or you watch the news and they talk about this, but Apple recently did some pretty sincere cock blocking of Facebook. What they did was they modified a lot of their policies regarding, basically data collection and data hoarding in a way that almost specifically targets Facebook in a detrimental fashion. And so what it is this new version of iOS 14. Once you install it on your iPhone or on your iPad. So I don't think this is something that you'll see right away on, your laptops, but it is something that's going through. I mean, I don't know, but I hear about it on iOS specifically. So things that are related to mobile or mobile adjacent. And basically you have to accept the marketing. Like you basically have to opt in to the marketing on Facebook now and specific kinds of data collection as opposed to opting out, which was the default prior. And so because of that, they're suspecting that they're going to get a gigantic drop in not only the number of people who they can track, and this is important because, and I swear this is really nerdy, but it's really good to know, particularly if you use Facebook or Apple products. Okay, this is all really important stuff because you interact with the stuff that I'm talking about like all the time. So it's like nerd stuff. I'll try to make it quick, but it's really helpful. What a lot of this boils down to are APIs, which are application programming interfaces. They're like little bridge programs that kind of help communication between isolated, in this case, data collection, data merchants, because basically Facebook is a giant data generation farm. And so the people who use it are the product, and the primary customer are marketers. And marketers, when they use Facebook on my end of things, right, for example, and this is one of the reasons why I don't do a lot of the Facebook marketing because it's kind of gross, but you could literally drill down into people's religious preferences, how many kids they have, like what ethnicity they are, where their parents live. Like you could literally find out how much they make for a living and target people specifically along those lines. And you can also see their preferences and the kind of things that they're clicking on within Facebook and target people who click on stuff that's adjacent to the stuff you're selling. So it's very, very hyper-specific targeting in a way that is, in a lot of regards, more powerful than what you would get on even Google ads. It's pretty outrageous the amount of data you can get from Facebook marketing if you're willing to pay for it. And a lot of people don't realize how invasive Facebook is. They have an inclination because they hear about it on the news and they hear people talking about it, but I don't think people really realize how incredibly intense and invasive it is. They think if they make their profiles private, that it will solve the problem, and it won't, because we're still getting data on you and we can still target you very specifically through that data. So what Apple said was, I'm suspecting this is in response to all these congressional hearings they've been having lately. And I'm sorry if this is all super boring. I swear I'm getting to the point. I think that Apple didn't like being called to the red carpet by Congress, and they were basically like, you know what? Screw this. Like, we don't want people looking in our dirty laundry. So maybe if we throw Facebook under the bus like a sacrificial lamb, they'll leave us alone for a little bit longer, so we can just build and build and build our gigantic, multi-platform, gigantic corporation, Alphabet Inc., that I'm currently broadcasting through. Thanks. But yeah.
Meanwhile, at Conglomco Monopoly Corp.
Yeah. But I honestly think that they're doing this just to kind of like look like they're willing to play along. You know what I mean? And so if you realize that, you know, you have to install this new Apple update, realize that this is going to be an issue with that. Furthermore, even if you don't use an Apple product, I strongly suspect, coming full circle to where I started this part of the conversation, my theory is that Facebook's doing defensive maneuvers, that they're trying to make sure that they keep, you know, battening down the hatches and looking like they're compliant so they don't actually have regulations, you know, imposed on them. I think that they are actually trying to play this game as hard as they can too. This is a blow that they weren't expecting, and I think that they are scrambling. And I think in kind of the effort to do that and batten down the hatches during this transitionary phase, because they literally have to tweak their entire business model in response to this, I swear to you. I think they're really going to double down on Facebook stores and become kind of like e-com. As you know, so
you just blipped. I think they're onto you.
Hopefully people can still hear me, but I think Facebook is literally going to start moving away from the model that they were currently employing, which was like just pure data mining galore, and all the other stuff was kind of like just the cherry on top. I think they're really going to start doubling down on some of these other tertiary business strategies. And I think that part of the reason why Facebook has been so glitchy is because of that. Because I think that Facebook is changing things very quickly on the back end in ways that we're not aware of, and they'll probably roll out some update notes in like a month that will sound really cryptic and be hard to interpret. So, hooray. Okay, there we go.
There's an update to your terms of service. Sign off on it or else.
Yes.
Yeah.
Go ahead and look right at your camera, because I'm looking at you, babe.
Okay.
He's looking at you, babe. Oh, thank you, Sandy.
Yeah, you both Sandy and Liz have commented on your lovely top.
Thank you. Yeah, I believe this is Altered State, again from Poshmark, and this is Brighton. And I'm just wearing eye makeup. I don't actually have any foundation on today or any lipstick or anything. I'm just wearing, I'm having a good skin day, so I figured I'd run with it because they're not very frequent.
Altered State, didn't we do some shopping from them in Atlanta or somewhere? No, it was in Ohio. It was in Columbus, wasn't it? No, Cleveland. Or
it was in Cleveland. It was
Cleveland-ish.
in Crocker Park.
That's it, yeah.
We went to Crocker Park and they have an Altered State there, and we took my friend Jody there. And she's like in a doctoral program. She already has a ton of degrees. She's got like a couple master's degrees and a couple bachelor's degrees. She's just like the smartest person I know, and super, super nice. But because she's like a chronic student, she doesn't have a lot of money, So I kind of, I'm not rich either, but Altered State was running a sale, so I bought her, from because she lives in Chicago, and we just happened to both be in town for a wedding. I was like, we should buy you some sweaters or something because it's about to get really cold because it was autumn. Actually, show me, give me the picture.
This one?
Yeah, this is my friend Ronnie. Isn't he handsome? He's right here. I was the matron of honor, I guess.
Yeah.
At his wedding to his husband Nunzio, and there's Nigel looking dapper and blue. Cute. We look super cute. And this is a Danya, by the way. That's a human hair wig. Ronnie picked it out because I told him it was like one of the most expensive wigs in my collection. So of course he wanted me to wear that one. I don't think it had anything to do with the look of it. I honestly think it was just literally, it's fancy. Fine, it's a wedding, right? But I love the flowers. He picked gorgeous flowers. He's just amazing. And we went up there for the fall, so we had a beautiful fall wedding. And this is when we went to go visit him, and my friend Jody flew in from out of town. And yeah, we also went and had, I believe, some kind of weird fusion sushi.
Oh, bloody good.
It was very good. So, all right. I think. And
enormous muffins or cookies or donuts? I can't remember what we had, but it was enormous and desserty and good.
See, I don't remember the dessert part that much because I didn't eat that much. I still have a gastric sleeve, so I know we talk about food a lot, but I'm still very limited on how much, how often, and what I can actually eat. So even when I was treating myself, I don't think I actually ate that much during that trip because I don't even remember the food that much. I think I had like a bowl while everybody's eating like these giant plates of stuff. Whatever. I think I had a side dish actually, if I recall correctly. It was good though. I think it's time to hand things over to you to get this party started correctly.
Or did you want to mention about the giveaway?
Well, let's talk about that. Maybe it's like an intermission if you need to get a drink or something like that.
All righty. All right.
I know you've got a lot of stuff planned.
Well, let's do a warm-up act.
Ooh,
Chocolate.
you do not have to sell me on that.
Okay. If you watched the live stream yesterday, the makeup live stream, Heather was doing the palette that she was using was called Enduring Love. And so, she presented me with, a nice little card, a cute little card, and some chocolates from England. So we're going to start off by talking about this.
Well, while you're getting that, Bettina says, go to a Russian wedding. You want to talk about food. I always want to talk about food. At this point, food is almost like watching cooking shows.
Yeah.
Like that Tasting History guy.
Tasting History.
He's adorable.
Tasting
So
History is
good.
great.
Max Miller, I think his name is.
Yes, that's it.
He's so good. He used to work at Disney, and it shows. He's got that little bit of sparkle fairy dust about him. He's just really, really lovely and effervescent and knowledgeable. But watching food and talking about food is almost like porn to me. Like, because I can't have that much of it. So I'm like the kid outside the bakery window, and those like Norman Rockwell paintings. Oh, with their faces pressed up against the glass. That's me staring at you, hovering behind me with that Turkish delight in hand.
So this is Fry's Turkish Delight. We can see if we can't see it too well.
Okay. I made you big screen.
Fry's Turkish Delight. Most people probably hear about it from the Chronicles of Narnia or whatever. One of the dumbasses sold out his brothers and sisters for some Turkish Delight. I don't think it's quite that good.
Really good Turkish Delight?
I don't know.
Okay.
But the thing is, it's nice if you like this kind of thing. Fry's is not what you would call the world's most authentic Turkish Delight because it's got a thick coating of milk chocolate on it. But
It's so good, though.
it's good if you like that kind of thing. A lot of people try it and go, it tastes like soap. It smells like perfume. Because rose is the most common flavor of Turkish Delight. And I'll open this up and cut it open in a second.
They always smell so good too.
Yeah, but you get other flavors. You can get lemon, or you can get rose and lemon combined in a single nugget. But this is what it looks like. It's coated in milk chocolate, thick milk chocolate. And I'll cut this open so you can get a look at it inside.
I'm gonna give you the full screen again because they need full screen chocolate action.
Yeah, that's what it looks like inside. You've got that big, thick.
Wait, no. Please say it slowly, seductively. You've got this big, thick.
A thick slab of rich magenta rose-flavored Turkish Delight, enrobed in a thick layer of silky milk chocolate.
Oh. And the thing is, you're missing part of it too because he had the chocolate in front of his lips. Whenever he does this thing, he's like,
I over-enunciate. Like when Marilyn Monroe is going, "Happy birthday, Mr. President." I always do that when I go, moist. Because people hate that. Some people hate that word for some reason. I just like torturing them because it's just a friggin' word.
They're all just freaking words, honey.
Yeah. But I mean, it's completely innocuous. It just it just means a degree of dampness, for Pete's sake. Anyway, but yeah, so there you go. That's a thick slab of rose-flavored gelatine type stuff, enrobed in a thick layer of milk chocolate, and it's quite nice. Let's go. You want a bite?
Yes. Silly. What kind of question is that? Do you want a delicious candy treat?
No, you can have the rest of that one.
Oh, no, go ahead. If I'm going to have any of the other ones, I can't do too much.
Yeah, Turkish Delight. What are the people saying in the comments, by the way?
That's good stuff.
Well,
Oh,
Bring it up.
Let's see. Darlene says, I was in the living room, then heard that voice. See?
That voice.
I mean, I'm like, you're hosting today, so you might as well just like ham it up, baby.
Well, I'm having choices a lot.
Well, don't. Well, maybe ham that part up because that'd be funny, but no, that'd be gross.
Okay. Yeah. The other thing Heather got me was a Bounty bar.
That one's longer, so there you go.
There you go, Bounty. And basically, it's exactly the same thing as a Mounds.
Oh wait, hold on. I have to.
Well,
Here in Canada, our Prime Minister warned us against speaking moistly during COVID. Don't speak moistly.
what?
That's such an odd way of putting it.
Well, you know, it's funny you should say that because I'm salivating here because of the Turkish delight. And then when I said moistly, a little stream of spittle just sprayed out like one of those little tiny garden. You know, however, every so often when you're talking, a little garden sprinkler of saliva comes out your mouth. Well, that just happened right now. So I am guilty of speaking moistly.
This is what you get when you co-host a show with a straight man who is straight and a man. You're a very good representative sample.
Thank you, my treasure. Now, anyway, Bounty. This is similar. You know, it's pretty much exactly the same as a Mounds, except I think it's a bit moister. I find Mounds can be a bit dry, but this is always nice and soft and chewy.
Is it moist?
It's moist. Anyway, here's the thing. One of the things I like to do every so often is go on and see Americans try British snacks, or such and such a nationality tries British snacks, just to see what the world thinks of our food, because it's got a very bad and undeservedly bad reputation, I think.
I'd agree.
Anyway, usually, there are these young people who have not traveled beyond their hometown, and they say, it's just like an Almond Joy. No, it's not just like an Almond Joy. It doesn't have almonds in it. Mounds are still a thing. Do your research. Not that I'm bitter or anything like that, but yeah, it comes in, 2 little nuggets. And it's got Bounty stamped on it, a little palm tree.
Oh, let me see. I never noticed that before.
Yeah, generally I just shove it straight in my face, but I opened it upside down, and it's got Bounty and a palm tree stamped on the bottom. And very thick chocolate, nice moist coconut.
Yes, please.
Off you go.
I might have to eat this.
That's creamy.
That's very good.
Hell yes, it's good. Have a look at some comments while I chow down on this.
Mount Joy says, I love Mounds. That sounds like double entendre. I like it. I'm not trying to put words in your mouth. I love puns. So double entendres are like pun's dirty cousin. Let's see. Wendy does not like chocolate and coconut.
Fair enough. More for us.
Anyway.
More for us.
That's right. If we ever encounter something with coconut, we can help you with that.
Yeah. If you need a chocolate coconut obstacle cleared from your path, give us a call.
Hey Wendy, if you like butterscotch, I hate butterscotch. We can trade. It's like one of the few dessert flavors I could never get into. Let's see. Bettina says she likes Almond Joy. Yeah, Almond Joys are really good.
They are good.
I like coconut, basically anything. Tia says she likes the Irish people vids trying. He likes that stuff too, and he watches videos of all kinds of people trying all kinds of food.
The Irish people try Leather Jacket Guy. Leather Jacket Guy teamed up with Irish Jesus. They are a great team.
There's a guy's name.
He goes by the handle Irish Jesus because he looks like a typical church triptych of Western Jesus with a broad Irish accent.
Wow.
Complete
Wow.
hippie. Him and Leather Jacket Guy are just a hoot together.
Oh no, we're like torturing Jamie.
Sorry, Jamie. We'll just do this last one, and then we'll get out of our system.
Diabolical, man.
But yeah. Anyway, this is Terry's Chocolate Orange. Now, I've not seen the chocolate bar version of this before, but normally around Christmas time, they sell actual big spherical chocolate oranges, like actually shaped like oranges with rough texture on the outside, like an orange peel. And you're supposed to take it out of its package, whack it on the table, and it will break open into little segments with little orange segment texture on the inside. And this is milk chocolate with orange flavor. And for some reason, people do not like orange flavored chocolate or coffee flavored chocolate. And I can't understand that because
Hold on.
they're freaking delicious.
I think people are in agreement with you, and it's causing them physical harm. Jamie said, not orange chocolate, anything but that, more torture. And Janelle says, oh my God, you're killing me. Get in my belly. Looks so yum.
Oh, this is nifty. It's got little orange segments like it breaks into. I don't know if I could. No, probably not.
And
Anyway.
Hannah was saying she likes it all.
Well, just excellent stuff.
Is it connected?
Yeah, it's all connected. Oh,
That is genius.
see, look at that.
That's clever.
Like little segments.
And that's so much easier to eat than whacking apart the big orange.
Yeah, but the big orange, you get more stuff.
And you get to whack a big chocolate orange, which is kind of fun.
Yeah.
At World Market, I used to work at a World Market, and they had a chocolate-covered pear.
Oh, did they?
It was amazing.
I'm just going to throw these wrappers away. I'll be right back. You can nap for a bit if you like.
That's very good, but it's very rich. And it might. There we go. It might be tricky to try to talk too much after that.
You're gonna spoon sprue it.
Huh?
That's from the meaning of lift. That's when your mouth does that garden sprinkler thing.
I'm gonna add you back to the stream. Hold on.
Hi, how you doing?
Okay, and I just turned my mic back off, so hopefully the sound is good. I found these candies because Shelly was asking, where do we get them? I literally got them when I went to the grocery store. Actually, Nigel got me some flowers while I was out. He had.
You can see them right behind me there.
Why don't you grab them? Because they're pretty. Yeah, they're closer to you. But I was out of the grocery store, and it's kind of funny because we both kind of like simultaneously wanted to surprise each other, and I surprised him with. I feel very outgunned, honestly, because that's very, very impressive. Here, let me take myself off the stream, and you can show them on your camera. Ready?
Oh, kick the stand. There you go. Hey.
Yeah.
All right, there we go. I've shown it.
All right, but it's beautiful. And yeah, but I bought him a card with 2 little marshmallows with happy love.
It was a little cartoon s'mores.
And I bought him.
Another segment?
No, I'm good. That's a lot of sugar, particularly if we're gonna have alcohol. I'm trying to pace myself because I don't want to get ill, you know.
Fair enough.
But yeah, that would kind of ruin the fun, and I'm having fun with everybody tonight. So, are you ready to talk England now, or?
Okay, well, let's see here. Cat B says, "Hey Nigel, what's a jelly baby?" And I've been watching Doctor Who again. Have you? Well, basically, it's a little sort of like a gummy bear, except it's shaped like a baby, and it's softer.
Who came up with that?
I don't know.
Why would
But
you want to eat baby-shaped candy?
Why do you want to eat bear-shaped candy?
All right, that is a fair question, but there's something a little extra creepier about babies. Okay, so those wine gummies.
Wine gums, yeah.
Do those actually have wine in them?
No.
Then why do they call them that?
Because they've got the names of wines stamped on them.
But they don't taste like them.
No.
Y'all are weird. That's weird.
Are hot dogs made out of actual dogs?
I should hope.
Ah!
I really hope not. But I don't really want to think about I don't eat hot dogs. I don't want to think about hot dogs ever. That's like nightmare fuel. All right. Well, I'm just gonna.
But yeah, Jelly Babies, they're sort of baby shaped. They come in different colors and flavors. They're not as chewy as gummy bears. They're a bit softer, a bit squidgier, and they're usually covered in like powdered sugar or cornstarch, so they don't stick together, and they're sort of anticlimactic. If you like gummy bears, you'll find them anticlimactic. But if you're small and have not had much experience with the world, they're amazing.
So what do kids think the words on the wine gums mean?
They know that there's types of wine. Unless you're a foreigner trying it for the first time and says, this doesn't taste like port.
All right, I'm still confused about why that idea got made and why people buy it. But hey, people like what they like.
Yeah.
Whenever I don't know the answer, that's the only answer I have is people just like what they like. Maybe they just like it because of these little weird things I mentioned, you know?
Yeah.
Whatever. I'm just not their target demo, apparently.
All righty. Shall I get into the cocktail of the week?
Absolutely. Here, I will get out of your way, dear.
All righty.
See you guys in a couple minutes.
All righty. This week's is called the Tropic of Crancer. Heather loves a pun. And what it basically is, it's tropical and cranberry, basically. And because I'm functioning on just sitting at the desk, I'm not going to bother with too much fiddly stuff, but you get a tall glass, you get some Malibu coconut rum beverage product, one to two shots, depending on how much you like. These glasses have little ridges on them, and I usually draw the line at that intersection right there. That's the amount I put in. And on top of the coconut rum, you pour the cran mango drink of your choice. This is the cran part of the Tropic of Crancer. And the coconut rum and the mango are the tropical bit of the Tropic of Crancer. So then you fill this up to about halfway. Not there. There we go. And then you top it up with chilled water. And that's it. Coconut rum, cran mango juice, and water. That's it. Yep. That's good stuff. All right, I'll mix one for Heather while she's doing her thing. And yeah, this is something I just came up with spur of the moment earlier in the week, actually. I thought I'd give something a try. I had 3 different recipes, and I tried them all out on John, by the way. John's in here today, and tried out the 3 different recipes. I was going to try with the lime Malibu, the coconut Malibu, and then the coconut and lime Malibu mixed. And the lime was nice and tart and refreshing, but it was a bit too tart. Might upset Heather's stomach a bit. The lime and the coconut just didn't work out, and the coconut just worked out. So here we go. Tropic of Crancer. That's Heather's. Okay, there we go. Right. Okay, there we go. Hang on a second. Be right with you. Okay. That was Heather saying she'll be right there. Here. Whatever. Anywho. All right, so let's see what we've got in terms of comments here. Dum. Yes, Shauna, it is delish. And yes, Jamie, it is refreshing. Kathy says Malibu rum is strange. Neither coconuts nor rum are native to Malibu. Yes. Oh, yes, bring on the alcohol. Yes.
That's what I say.
Drink hail.
Should I say wassail in this case?
I'm just toasting you. Drink
Okay.
hail.
Drink
I mean,
hail.
you paid for it. So.
But you know what?
Mm.
You do a lot to help me
Yeah.
make the money that I use to pay for this. So I think it's kind of a joint effort.
Okay.
Uh-huh. I think that's how this is supposed to work. Like, I mean, if the tables were turned and I was a housewife, that's how I would want it to work out, where my contributions mattered as much as yours as the breadwinner, right? I brought some fun stuff because I figured that I'd take this up.
Oh, you got the card. Little s'mores.
They're so cute. In fact, I wasn't even planning to get this. I was literally just going to the store after physical therapy yesterday to go get dinner so we could throw it in the crock pot and have that for dinner after the live stream last night because they happened, a little bit later in the evening at 8 o'clock on Fridays. And I saw this in the same aisle that I get my sugar-free chocolate because I get Harry London's sugar-free dark chocolate truffles. They're lovely. You just maybe should only eat like one or two at a time because, issues, but sugar-free has that. But look at these fun little guys. Oh, they're so cute. I like anything that's like kawaii, cutesy poopsy, like the little baby bird cheapies. It's like hardwired. I also found a couple of fun things. I thought I had a stuffed crab because you were doing. Can you say the drink name again?
Tropic of Crancer.
Yes. I thought I'd have a little crab, but I didn't. I have a lobster, though.
We've got jiggly crab.
But I don't want to just bring up a fridge magnet.
Okay.
But it is thematic.
Yeah.
Because it's English. Well, while you're talking, I'll go get
All right.
it.
Yeah.
But I brought a lobster. I have like two Beanie Babies. One is a bat and one is a lobster. And then my friend Devin called me Pope Squidgius. I used to work at an advertising agency. And believe it or not, I was basically nominated right away to be a part of the fun team that helps the HR team kind of like, we're like the pep squad, But I was also the help desk person. So I was a little bit more laid back, but also way weirder than most of the other people on the fun team. And one year for Halloween, I couldn't wear a costume because I'm climbing under desks and stuff, but I could take off a hat. So at the time I was wearing a topper, and this was a hat big enough that fit over my hair and my topper, that I was Pope Squidgius. Now I know that this is going to end up in a thumbnail somewhere where somebody's making fun of me. And I am okay with this. It is the internet. Hello. Is this anything?
Y'all are making fun of cephalopod Americans.
It is kind of Squidbilly-ish. Is that this guy looks...
Don't touch the trim.
He looks like a very nice squid.
Yes.
I think. Something about the eyes, I think this one I can trust.
I have that squid hat in pink from the Metropolitan gift shop, says May.
Oh my gosh! That's so cool! We have excellent taste.
Shauna says weird is the new cool. Yes.
That's right. Honestly, I think it's always been kind of cool. It's just people were slow to catch on.
Putting the lime in the coconut usually makes you call the doctor. Yeah, variations on that theme. But I tell you, I normally like lime and coconut flavors together. But sometimes they really work well, and sometimes they don't. And it's more of a texture thing. If you get the wrong texture drinks like coconut milk and lime juice, not so much. Coconut rum and lime juice, that's a little better.
That is very, very good, though.
You like that?
Yeah, that drink's very refreshing.
Tropic of Crancer.
And it's not too strong either, which I like.
Well, I always dilute them for you.
What's in it again?
It's Malibu coconut rum, cran mango, and water.
That's simple. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, Barbara, they make diet and non-diet versions of this.
We just get the 5-calorie kind.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, good stuff.
Well, let's go ahead and get this party started
Alrighty.
with the Britain thing, and then maybe do about a half hour or so.
All right. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
All right. Now, please bear in mind that I have not been back in Britain for like 2.5 years now. And this was before the COVID. So some of my stories might be dated. Some of the places I'm talking about may no longer be in business or even
try not
exist.
to say that C word too often, just because I don't want this to get demonetized. If we end up, we don't monetize it right now.
I was trying not to.
You already said it twice.
Did I? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, point is,
Word.
some of the places might not be around anymore.
Yeah.
Might not be in business, or they might be shut or operating under different hours or something. There's one I'll get to, I know for a fact. But so please take a grain of salt. These are my reminiscences. If you want to go to England yourself someday and these places aren't there anymore, don't blame me. I'm just reminiscing at the moment. But I hope you do get to see, if you want to, you do get to see all these places. Now then, last time, I put more rum in here.
Rum.
We ended up talking about the Pig and Whistle as a sidebar. And the Pig and Whistle is a centuries-old inn and tavern just outside the village of Little Hempston. And it's changed hands a lot over the years. I was first told about it by cousin Jean, who said they served ostrich there. So I thought, right, we're going there to try it. We went there and we absolutely loved it. And we've been going there ever since. But it fell on some hard times because the road started to wash away and needed to be reinforced. And they blocked off the road from both directions so that no one could get to it. And it was abandoned, and then some new people came and bought it, and it's amazing again. And they've got a little village shop there now. You can go and buy little bread and milk and stuff like that. And they do a limited bed and breakfast. And Heather and I have stayed there. And I've put up some of my friends who've come over to visit me from the USA up there. They absolutely love it. It's got a pretty bucolic location. There are horses in fields and cows in fields. And, of course, a 2-lane motorway outside. But, it's a very old, very historic building. Beautiful architecture of the huge, enormous wooden beams and brick and stone and plaster walls and all that. But yeah, amazing location, beautiful scenery, fantastic, highly recommended.
Wait, I have a story. Can I tell the story about your dad and?
Oh yeah, the story.
Okay.
Yes, let me move this off there. But
all right. By the way, because I know people are going to ask.
Yeah.
I figured I might as well throw some hair on. And I rearranged my studio so that more of the hair I'd like to demo on a whim is just kind of hanging around. So this is Angelina Mono SF by Belmadame, which we call our Euro line because we're located in the USA and we can't call it Belmadame on our website. So we have to obscure it a little bit. We also charge a little more because they're more expensive for us. It is what it is. But this is chocolate mix. Gorgeous color on this one. I love this wig very much. The only thing is it's difficult for me to get on. Yes. As you probably saw, because this is kind of like petite average, and I'm kind of average large. I'm definitely a member of the big head tribe, and this pinches like whoa. But if I'm careful with it, I can get it to stick without adhesive for now. We'll wait till my hair grows out a little bit more. For right now, it's okay though, just tight.
Got a bit of the Veronica Lake thing going on, falling over your eye.
You like it? I picked a brown one because I know you like them. So. All right, Nigel and his dad and his mom, this was like what, 2005?
2005.
Okay. So we all went to the Pig and Whistle, and let's just say his dad had a lot of fun getting me drunk. And he basically, I was drinking a Black and Tan, which are, both of those component beers are stronger in the UK than they are here. So it was very, very powerful. But the thing is, I was a big girl, so I could drink a lot back then. I don't have that condition anymore. But back then, I was like, whatever, gronk. And we were eating too, so whatever. But his dad kept buying me Black and Tans, and he offered to buy me a Black and Tan if I would eat one white bait. One, because I was horrified by the notion of them.
White bait, if you're not familiar with it, are tiny, fingerling-sized fish that are basically breaded, deep fried, and eaten whole, like skulls and all. So go ahead.
That's disgusting and disturbing. And I had a lot of issues knowing that he expected me to eat like an eyeball, bones. Like, just the thought of it really squeaked me out. And I just kind of stared at the basket of little fried things like with contempt. Like, why is this even food? And he's just eating them like they're potato chips. And I'm looking like I had just stopped being a vegetarian at that point, and I was kind of a pescatarian, and just barely. So I was like extra super squicked out about it because, you know, I didn't eat meat of any kind for like 12 years. So it was really horrifying, honestly. I hope I'm getting that across. And so but he offered to buy me this Black and Tan. I was like, all right, well, I'll just take it like a pill, you know, or something like that. So I get this drink, and I took a bite of just the tail, hoping that he would let me off the hook. And that was not going to happen. And so he was just his dad was relentless. And he was not helping. He was just as bad. They were both egging me on. So finally, I did what I said. I basically popped it like a pill, chewed it just enough so I wouldn't choke on it, and I drank that whole Black and Tan to chase it down. And I was very drunk for the rest of this meal. And I think his dad had a heck of a time. I think he had fun. Yeah. Because when I start drinking, I start talking about all kinds of stuff. We had a good time, I think. Yeah.
Good stuff. I like your eyeshadow.
Aww. I know. I picked green because you like green.
Yes.
Yeah.
Excellent. Right.
I'm a strong, independent female, but I aim to please.
Right. Karen says, you probably answered this question, Nigel, but I missed it. Where are you from in England? I was originally born in Torquay, and which is a small seaside resort town on the southern coast. And that's where I spend most of my holidays because I'm most familiar with it. But yeah, and it's in the county of Devonshire, which if you look at, I have to go from this angle, if you look at a map of England, down at the very bottom, you'll see a sort of big bulge and then a sort of like fork at the end. Well, the big bulge is Devonshire, and then the little forky bit at the end is Cornwall. And I'll get into that more in a little bit. But let's see, where are we here? Oh, yeah. The other thing about the Pig and Whistle, there's a nearby place called Berry Pomeroy, which is named after the Pomeroy family, one of those Norman-type gentry families. It's said to be, Berry Pomeroy Castle is said to be the most haunted building in all of Britain. Of course, there are a lot of places that are vying for that, and you know, take it all with a grain of salt. But it's a nice little area, and if you're into ghost stories and stuff, that's a nice place to go. The castle is falling down a bit, but it is a nifty place to go. Yeah. Let's see here. Let's see. Right, here we go. South Devon Chili Farm. Now, it's an actual physical location, but I've never actually managed to make it out there. But I'll say this. They do amazing chocolate bars and chili jam. Absolutely fantastic. Also, there's an attraction called Barometer World. Yes, Barometer World. It's a thing.
Why does that sound so English?
Because, I mean, you've mentioned that English people obsess about the weather, so naturally there has to be an attraction, a showcase, a repair shop called Barometer World.
Of course.
Well, at the moment, the guy who runs the place is thinking of retiring very shortly, so at the moment it's only open by appointment. But you used to be able to go there, see the museum, get your own barometers fixed, buy new ones. Yeah. But the South Devon Chili Farm, like I said, there was a farm shop near where we lived where you could get their jams and their chocolate bars and all that sort of thing. And the chili jam goes really well in peanut butter sandwiches. You know, it's like peanut butter and jelly, only it's like Thai peanut butter and jelly because it's
that sounds intriguing.
peanut and jam. Oh yeah, when Wildman came over, he wanted a brief snack, so I made him some peanut butter and chili jam sandwiches, and he just loved them.
Nice.
Fantastic. And they do all these different chili flavored chocolate bars, and my absolute favorite was the chili dark chocolate honeycomb. Now, honeycomb in this case is like cinder toffee, where if you've ever eaten a crunchy bar or something like that, it's got a golden crunchy caramel inside with bubbles in it. That's what they mean by honeycomb, not actual bee honeycomb.
Are they like Butterfinger?
Yeah, but not peanut buttery.
Okay.
It's like cinder toffee sort of
Got
thing.
it.
Crunchy cinder toffee.
I love how you're trying to explain what cinder toffee is
Yeah.
by saying that it's cinder toffee.
Well, it's have you've had a Cadbury's Crunchy bar, right?
Is that like the crunch here?
No.
Oh.
No. Well, we'll have to get you one of those at some point.
I don't really need candy like
Anyway.
that. Though.
Anyway, yeah, it's like that. And that's good on its own, honeycomb chili dark chocolate. And then one day, because I was reading about chocolate dipped bacon at one point, I was at work and thought, hang on a minute. So I ordered a bacon sandwich for dinner and thought, I was going to save this chocolate bar for dessert, but... So I broke off a square, stuck it in the bacon sandwich, and oh, wow, was that amazing. I cannot tell you how unexpectedly amazing a honeycomb chili dark chocolate bacon sandwich was. Just, I normally rebel at things like candied bacon, but this, perfection.
All right, we should take some comments.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm going to scroll back a little bit and see. Yes, when I was describing white bait, people were also gagging along with me. Yes, I agree. Oh, Bettina says she feels the same way about frog legs.
I couldn't eat frog legs. They're just too darn cute and endangered.
Let's see. Summer would like to know, do you miss England?
Yeah, I do. I miss my family. I miss my friends. I miss the scenery
It's beautiful.
and the food and the drink.
I miss your mom.
Family. Yeah, mom.
Oh.
Right. Well, extended. I've got a very Mandalorian outlook on family. Basically, their basic precept is family is more than bloodline, and I consider my family to be more than just the people who I'm directly related to. So, you know, Gary and Jake and Jack and, you know, Susie and Alex and Bryce and all that other gang. So hi out there.
Montjoy Farm says, I like the wig. That was Angelina Monoesat. She fits really small, so I kind of swapped her out. This is a Brittany by Envy in creamed coffee. I've had this wig for a really, 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 really long time. And honestly, let's talk about this. I actually once opened, I think it was season 2, by saying, you know, hey, this is Brittany by Envy, and I'm going to do a video where I show you every single one of the wigs like this. Well, it became an untenable mess because they were coming out with so many of these kinds of wigs that are this approximate length and this approximate curl pattern and this, you know what I mean? Like this kind of wavy curly lob. Like you could probably name a bunch of them right now. And some of them will have more layering than others, but they're more or less the same length, you know what I mean? And same kind of gist. And I actually booked a set and booked a photographer, and we actually did it, or at least tried to. And it was almost impossible because honestly, a lot of the wigs and a lot of the colors looked so similar that we kept getting them mixed up. And it really slowed down the whole production because there were just so many wigs to talk about. And so the attempt was made, and maybe someday I'll make like B-reel footage or something like that of that here, so you can see that the attempt was actually made to follow through on that, and a lot of money was actually spent on it. It just didn't happen because it was just a mess. And then when I got the footage, I was like, how am I even going to edit this into something coherent? Because it was just too overwhelming to do that many wigs that look that similar in any way where it would make sense. So my apologies, but it was something we did. And Darlene would like to know in regards to your chili jam, is it hot?
They make varying strengths. So you can have some mild chili jam, or you can have stuff that will make you reaching for the non-dairy creamer that's been chilled in liquid nitrogen. So yeah, they do varying strengths.
But Tina says my grandpa used to use them as bait. The white bait.
They're called white bait for a reason. They look like you'd use them for bait. Or they're bait for white people.
We were
I
just
don't know.
saying earlier that England has a reputation for having bad food and that is not deserved.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to try to feed me, the ex-vegetarian, minnows, basically, that are deep fried whole.
Well, it could have been worse. It could have been worse. I could have given you starry gazy pie.
Are there people in England that still make that?
Yes.
And then eat that?
Yeah.
All right. Again, I'm going to chalk it up to one of those things that people like what they like. I don't have to get it. I do not have to get it.
Well, you know, like traditional foods. I mean, it wasn't until my coworker Anna recommended that I try frying it up with bacon and onions. I hated sauerkraut, absolutely loathed it. Then she said, well, fry it up with bacon and onions. And then it was good, you know, and then you made it for New Year's and it was good. So apparently I've had nothing but crappy sauerkraut the whole time.
Yeah, Shelley says escargot doesn't appeal to me either. To me, escargot is almost superfluous because to me the whole point of escargot is the butter.
The butter and the garlic.
The butter and the garlic. And I could get that from a whole bunch of different
garlic bread.
You know, proteins and stuff without having to eat snails. So, you know. Wendy says, gorgeous wig, Heather, love the color. Which one is it? This is actually like a 5-6-year-old Brittany by Envy in the color creamed coffee. Has definitely been worn, has definitely been washed, but it was never like an everyday piece. So I've probably worn this the equivalent of maybe 3 months total, you know what I mean? But it still looks pretty good for being in a box for a billion years.
Darlene's asked what starry gazy is. Right.
Well, let's just hand this back over to you for more British stuff because that's a good segue, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Starry gazy pie is also called stargazy pie. It's a traditional Cornish thing, and we'll get to Cornwall in a little bit. Essentially, it's a fish pie. Only what they do is they bake it with the whole fish with the head sticking out, gazing up at the stars. And as you cook, the oils from the head leaches down into the pie and makes it all flavorful.
Could you not use the phrase "the oils from the head leach down" when describing food? Please don't ever go into food marketing. Oh my God.
Oh, I can make food marketing work. I mean,
oh my God.
Hello, Andrea. Welcome aboard. We're talking about head juices.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, man. Wow.
Anyway. Moving right along to Plymouth. Now,
that is a terrible segue, though.
It's on the sea.
Okay.
Therefore, it's contiguous.
It's like you knew that was a bad segue because it's like you hiccuped
yes.
saying that.
Anyway, Plymouth is, you know, if you follow anything about American history or in any of the stuff you were drip fed in school, it is where the Pilgrims last left England on their way to the New World, and there is down on the docks a large American flag and a plaque detailing that departure. And Heather and I went down there and we witnessed it.
I put a picture of it in the thumbnail.
And she put a picture of it in the thumbnail. Let me see. Where's the thumbnail? Yes. There's the Mayflower plaque is on the thumbnail of this.
Yeah. Because that's why I asked you what you're going to cover tonight.
Yeah.
So that way I could get it all in the thumbnail.
Yeah. There's also a very good aquarium that Heather and I visited. And there's also the Plymouth Gin Distillery. You know, you've got all these different dry London gins available all over Britain. It's like 57 of them are from London, and then you've got one from Plymouth. And I like the Plymouth gin because it's a bit more, it's not as dry. It's a bit more, flavorful, a bit more herbaceous, a bit more, botanical.
Hendrix is very botanical. Hendrix is very good. We have some of that downstairs.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, it's got a very strong flavor.
But yeah, you can tour the gin distillery and loads of good places to eat. But we ended up walking around and seeing a lot of good stuff. Also in Devon, you've got Exeter, the county town. And if we've got any MST3K fans here, they're like your Earth insects, larger, of course, with a higher degree of intelligence. Because
what?
In the MST3K movie where they spoofed this island, Earth, there's an alien character called Exeter.
Oh, wow.
And he's explaining about the Metalunan mutants. They're like mutants, but pronounced differently. Mutants.
Got a little extra saying on it.
Yeah. Well, anyway, when we were up in Exeter, we stayed at the Mercure Exeter Southgate Hotel, which is excellent because it's very convenient for the town center. It's just like a 2-minute walk to get to the cathedral, which I think Heather has put in the thumbnail.
Yes.
My mother used to sing in the choir at Exeter Cathedral. And very old cathedral, very old city. It's one of those European cities where a lot of the roads are about 2 people wide and winding, or some of them were cattle trails to drive oxen down to the river, sort of roads. And then you've got the more modern roads, but definitely got a compact downtown, let me say that, with some very old buildings, and a very good restaurant down there called Le Comptoir Libanais. And if you like Middle Eastern food, that is a great place to go.
There's one in
London.
Yeah, there's one in Kensington.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a chain, but it's a very good chain because it's not just got the Middle Eastern food, it's also got like a little bazaar attached to it, a souk. And you can buy bags and you can buy samovars and Turkish Delight if you want, and T-shirts and all sorts of
I bought a cookbook.
Cookbooks. Yes, we've got the Le Comptoir Libanais cookbook. And so, yeah, that's a nice place. They've started to open up recently, and I highly recommend them if you've not been to there. It's just fantastic food. It's got a very good dish, a green olive chicken tagine.
Yeah.
With what's that grain? Quinoa.
Yeah.
That Heather really loves
because I substitute quinoa because it's got more protein.
Yeah, and it's one of the few things that Heather can eat, and it doesn't mess up her stomach. So that's excellent. Now moving on from Exeter, we're coming to Dartmoor, which is basically the entire center of the county of Devon. If you are fans of Sherlock Holmes, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, it's supposedly where Baskerville Hall is located for the Hound of the Baskervilles, because there's a huge centuries-long tradition of devil dogs in Devon, all over England, but especially in Devon. Hellhounds, wished hounds, grims, however you want to call them, big black demonic dogs or ghostly dogs, feature heavily in Devonian folklore. So that's where Sir Arthur Conan Doyle got the idea for the Hound of the Baskervilles. There's an outcropping along the road called Haytor, which Heather has put a little image of in the thumbnail, and that's just basically large granite rocks just sticking up out of the ground, and there's some car parks that are just there by the side of the road, so you can get out, walk up. There's a little coffee van there, so you can get a coffee or a snack, and a hotel down the road if you want a little bit more of a meal. And you can just park and get out and wander up and look at the countryside, and it's marvelous. You get high enough up, you can see from essentially the middle of the county all the way to the coast, basically, in one direction. It's fantastic. But yeah, it's fantastic. It's scenic, but wear boots.
Oh,
Wear good, sturdy boots.
that you're not afraid of getting in poop.
Yeah, because there is poop everywhere.
Should be called poop more.
Rabbits, sheep, cows, ponies. Oh yeah, dogs. Just like you can barely walk about 5 steps without having to miss stepping in something. And there are also snakes. The last time Heather and I went up there, we encountered a little adder, not a black adder, just a little female adder. She was only about that long. She was so small, I thought she was an earthworm, little rusty, cinnamon-colored female adder. And she took one look at us and figured, hell! And shot off for some cover. But, you know, so there are snakes up there.
Cute, though.
Oh, she was adorable, but she's a venomous snake. So, you know, poop and snakes. Watch out for snakes. It says the ponies can be seen in the thumbnail. That was from the last time I did this talk, and I thought I was going to get everything in, so that I don't think there are ponies in the thumbnail.
No, there were ponies in last week's thumbnail.
There's ponies in. There were Dartmoor ponies in the last Nigel's England thumbnail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you talked about the ponies?
I talked about the ponies. We talked about the ponies. How they'll basically come right up to you and wonder if you have food, and you can pet them, and if you don't have food, they get bored and go away pretty quickly.
Yeah, they're good grifters.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, you want to pet us?
MST3K rocks, yes. Oh, Karen says, my daughter went to Exeter University. Proper job. Did she enjoy it? Did she like it? How do you like Plymouth Gin as compared to London Dry? I just prefer Plymouth Gin. I think it's a bit fruitier, a bit more aromatic, a bit more, you know, I mean, dry gin, London Dry Gin has its place, and I just prefer, if I'm just going to drink gin, Plymouth. And I also like it in martinis as well. Let's see. Nigel just speaks the truth. Well, I try. Let's see what else we got here. I love tagines and I love quinoa, a complete protein on its own. Well,
That's
then,
right.
Comptoir Libanais, can't go wrong. They do vegetarian stuff as well. So they should be able to accommodate you, Liz.
This is Opulence in Sugared Smoke by Gabor, which is, I believe, GL 3848. Just in case anybody wondered what I put on.
Karen says you might like Hampton Court near London, home of Henry VIII and Anne Boleyn. Very haunted. Yeah, there was a bit of the Blackadder back and forth Millennium special that was filmed there, if I recall correctly.
I took him to see the Crown Jewels for the first time.
Yes.
They're very impressive.
They are. They are. She did best 3 years of her life, Exeter. Yeah. Did she enjoy the Cornish pasties? That's what I want to know.
They have a Five Guys right in the middle of downtown Exeter.
Yeah, there's a five guys in Exeter.
I was not expecting that.
I wasn't expecting it either, because see, the thing about where I mostly spend my time in Devon, it's not very urban. It's sheltered, you would say.
But pretty.
It's pretty. Like, everyone talks in England about going for a cheeky Nando's. I have to drive 35 miles to Plymouth to get a Nando's. I have to drive over 20 miles to Exeter to get, you know, a Five Guys or whatever. So it's kind of yeah. But anywho, all sorts of good stuff there. Love Cornish pasties. Yummy. Yes, exactly. My grandmother made Cornish pasties. Outstanding. And yes, those jewels are amazing. Definitely.
They're very impressive. I was a student ambassador to Western Europe when I was a kid. And I got to walk the floor of the UN and see the translators booth. But I also got to tour the House of Commons. And yeah, I really, really enjoyed going on that entire adventure. And that was the first time I got to see the Crown Jewels. And I knew once I actually started talking to him, and as soon as he told me that he'd never seen them, I was like, right, that's one of the first things we gotta fix.
Yeah.
Is we have to get you to see the Crown Jewels, because they're so impressive.
Because I went to the Tower of London when I was much younger. I think I was 13. visiting some relatives in London or just outside of London. And we went to the Tower of London, but the jewels were not on display at the time, so I missed them. They were down or hidden or being used for something. I can't remember, but we missed out on that. But I'm glad I did finally get to see them because wow, that's if you like sparklies.
They're super sparkly.
They're sparkly.
You should also go to the Natural History Museum.
Oh yeah, if you like sparklies, Natural History Museum in London.
So many sparklies. They've got an entire escalator where both sides are just sparklies.
Oh yeah, just both sides, cabinets all the way down. Sparkle, sparkle, sparkle. Fantastic. Shauna says, "What on earth is a pasty?" Right. Well. Oh, yeah. Daphne says we have tons of pasties in Michigan. Yes, and I know why that is. That's because back when Michigan was setting up its mining industry, its tin mining industry, they brought in loads of Cornish tin miners, and the Cornish tin miners brought pasties and saffron cake over.
Saffron cake.
Oh, saffron cake, yeah. And so that's why Michigan has Cornish food. But yeah, to get back to your question, Shauna, what that is basically is you take some... All the ingredients go in raw. So you get some steak and you get some potatoes and some onions and some, we call it swede. In the US, I believe it's called rutabaga. It's basically a large yellowy turnip. And then some salt and some pepper, maybe a knob of butter if you want. And you put all that raw in the middle of a circle of pastry, and then you fold it over into a semicircle and crimp it. And then you throw it in an oven and bake it, and the pastry acts like a mini oven, so all the stuff bakes inside and all the juices mingle and all the flavors mingle, and you pull out, basically you got a handheld sort of turnover empanada sort of thing that you can throw down a mine, and they'll pick it, hold it by the crimp so they don't get it dirty, and just eat the filling from there. So that's what that is.
It's like a really fancy, like empanada or something like that.
Yeah. Darlene, those are pasties, not pasties.
A little bit of a distinction, just a smidge.
I'm not going to follow that one up. I think I do make edible pasties.
No.
I followed it up.
Hey, no. Boo. Okay. I should talk about this wig a little bit. This is the one I'm giving away. This is an Eva from Aesthetica's Luxuria collection that was cut. I'm going to turn to mine for a second. Oh, I'm too close to you. My knee is stuck. Okay. Here we go. We're making it work. Hi. Okay. So, yeah, we're giving this one away. Go ahead and take that off the screen because I want to, just
trying to.
Yeah, there we go. I want them to actually see.
Missed.
I'm going to lower this swivel chair so you can kind of see it. The colors are 4, which is a dark brown, but it is not the same as a 4 in the synthetic. That is, the synthetic version is substantially darker. This is actually a little bit more like a, if you're used to synthetic colors, kind of like a 630. You know what I mean? It's like a nice, beautiful, warm, almost like a ginger brown color. It's very pretty. It's not red, but it's got a little bit of that warmth to it. Kind of like Kate Middleton hair, It's the same one I made the review of Eva in. And I realized that I had not actually done anything with this wig. I kept it because I loved it. And I paid for the samples, so I just kept it. And I realized I never wore it. So I had it cut into a lob thinking, hey, maybe I will wear this more often. And I don't think I've worn it once. Not once since I had it cut. And it looks so good. Like, here. No. It's a lighter background. So you can kind of see that it's a really pretty lob. This is, by the way, the natural hair texture. I let it air dry, hanging. It is very well conditioned, and there is a little bit of shine serum in here. But it hasn't been styled. So you could, heat style it or whatever if you like. It's beautiful, and literally I've never worn this outside of my house, aside from maybe to take some pictures in my yard for the Instagram or something like that. I don't know. It was a while ago. But I mean, I've had it for a really long time, and I'm like, you know what? someone will wear the hell out of this. Someone will really enjoy it and be able to, say, hey, I got this wig from CysterWigs. Isn't that cool? Right? That'd be cool. I think so. The regular full list price for Eva, just so you know, is $2,599. So it is described as a sophisticated, long, layered wig with gorgeous loose waves. Now, this is not that long anymore. It's about 16 inches. Okay. Monofilament top with 100% hand-tied back for ultra-realistic look. Self-adhesive lining for comfortable and secure fit. I'll show you all this in a second. And Luxuria collection known for using the most exclusive, top-quality Remy human hair. I mean, it's just been in a box. It looks pretty good. I have not done anything. I didn't even take a hot brush to it. I just left it on a canvas blockhead for a couple days so it was kind of relaxed. Awesome. So yeah, the front on this is 10.5 inches. The sides are 13.75. And the rest, as I mentioned, is about 16 inches because we had it all cut. Let me show you the inside of the cap really quick. And that way if people ask us what we're giving away, we can just kind of like timestamp this part and like send it to them. But yeah, beautiful monofilament top here, hand tied. There is a seam, but that's pretty standard. And then we do have a contoured lace front. Can they still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then here is the ear tab. It's covered in mesh, but there is a structural element there. It's got a little bit of metal in there. It is a hand-tied cap all the way, hand-tied, even in the back. You can see here it's authentic. And I am an authorized seller. So I got this directly from Estetica, used it in a video, customized it, realized that, even 2 years later I hadn't worn it. She deserves better than this, I think. So the nape, by the way, extended, but not felt. There isn't a lot of felt in here. So I would suggest wearing a wig liner and maybe getting one of these like wig grip caps that we sell in the store. They're Milano collection. They are official. We are authorized to sell those too. And they're very comfortable. I really like them. I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep using them if my hair keeps growing out, but hey. And here is that color. It's very shiny, very healthy. Yeah, very pretty color. All right. Well, I think we should more or less kind of wrap this up.
I'm nearing the end.
Okay. All right.
All right. Now then, another nifty place you can visit when you're in the southwest of England is the Jurassic Coast.
Turn your camera
Oh, 1 second. There we go. Is the Jurassic Coast. That's on the that's down there on the south coast. It extends for quite a ways across a couple counties, and it's where there was a huge fossil rush in the 1800s. And there's a particular town called Lyme Regis, which was the home of Mary Anning. And if you've ever heard the rhyme, "She sells seashells by the seashore," that was about Mary Anning, because she was a famously good fossil hunter. She found so many new species. It was phenomenal what she would discover. And of course, all the rich white men said, "Hey, look what we found. We're naming this because we found it." And this, this poor woman just, she grubbed in the dirt for us. So, but we are naming it, so it's ours. But yeah,
So typical.
yeah. But it's very nifty, and there's every chance there are rock slides there on the cliffs, and there's every chance that you could go there and find a fossil, because the fossil beds are so rich there. And every year there's like someone discovers something new, like the biggest Leopleurodon skull or a new species of ammonite or something like that.
That makes me think of Charlie the Unicorn.
It's the magical Leopleurodon, Charlie. Yes.
Oh,
Exactly.
back when the web was so sweet and so new, and we thought that was edgy.
Yeah.
Oh my.
But yeah.
I miss those days.
The other thing about the Jurassic Coast is that there's a village called... Oh, I've spelt it wrong. Hang on.
That's all right. It adds a unique touch to it.
There. Branscombe, with a hotel called the Mason's Arms, which Heather and I went to, and we did some filming there. If you look at some of some of the older reviews, you'll see the Mason's Arms grounds and stuff. And yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's a lovely old village, again, with those 2 people wide roads in places, and there's a beach not far, but it's nerve-wracking to get to. It's got to get there, you essentially have to drive about 5 to 7 miles on a 1-lane country road.
Oh God.
Which we did at night. So it was a bit of a nail biter, but during the day when there's more traffic, I can imagine it'd be even more of a nail biter, because these 1-lane country roads, they are 1 lane, just enough for 1 car, and every couple hundred yards or so there'll be a bulge, so you can pull into the side and let someone pass by, and it's a bit of a nail biter sometimes.
I think it's really scary when you're in like a matrix of hedgerows that are really, really high.
Hedgerows either side, about 12 to 13 feet tall.
And that 1-lane scenario happens. That is so claustrophobic and scary.
And then you get the idiots in the Audis who think, oh, it's okay, I can drive 60 miles an hour down here. Marvelous.
Why is it got to be Audis? What did Audis do to you?
Because all the people in Britain who drive Audis are maniacs. Allegedly. I'm going the Simon Whistler route.
I have no comment. That actually sounded more like Moss.
You've got big balls, Roy. My ear gets hot when I get annoyed. I do a very good Moss from the IT crowd.
It's so good.
Okay, we're gonna start telling you next week how we're gonna do this.
Not during the Saturday live streams though. It's going to be during. I'm trying to encourage people to watch the Friday streams that we're doing on the main channel. So I'm kind of 2 birds, 1 stone. So the giveaway is going to happen on the main channel. You have to watch the Friday streams, and I'm going to kind of randomly place a clue every single week in the month of May. And then once you think you have the answer, I will tell you what to do. Mm-hmm. And then we will randomly draw from the people who had the right answer. So it ought to be fun. And I will trickle out details about how to enter each subsequent week, kind of like as a package deal. So that way you get a little bit here, a little bit there, and then you can put them all together. Boom. Maybe win some hair.
Yeah.
So, it is something where if you are from basically Canada, Australia, UK, I know we have a lot of viewers from those locations. So if you want to enter, that's totally fine. Just know we will not be covering the cost of the shipping or the duties or any of that stuff. It's literally just the wig. So I want to tell you that up front. So that way, if you win, that doesn't catch you off guard. We are not offering to cover those expenses, but it's literally what was this? $2,599 wig. So, yeah, that's still pretty cool, right?
So yeah, that's what's going to happen next week. We're going to start giving out the details on that. Okay.
Right, and this is basically in pristine condition, with the exception of it was deliberately shortened and thinned out and modified to be a little bit more everyday wearable. I just never wore it, and it was, by the way, cut by a master cosmetologist that actually works over at the technical college here, and she's an instructor. So it was expertly cut. I didn't do this as a DIY thing.
John says here it's Pontiac or BMW drivers that are maniacs. Well, BMW as well in Britain, and Mercedes. It's all the German cars, the expensive German cars.
I hate how you guys are like profiling people based on their car choices.
Well, to be fair, Heather, everyone in England drives like a friggin' maniac.
That could be said of Georgia as well, though.
Yeah.
Like people in Georgia.
Yeah, the only difference is pickup trucks or not pickup trucks, basically.
No, they're SUVs.
SUVs.
Yeah,
Well,
can't forget that.
SUVs. Well, we get SUVs in the UK too, only they're Range Rovers.
I feel like my little car and especially the previous car, poor Mr. Fahrenheit, I feel like they were like little little micro machines up against Mack trucks.
Yeah.
Compared to all these SUVs around here.
Right. Well, nearly done. So let's crack on here.
Well, let's see if I can find a wig to put on.
Right. Cornwall. Cornwall is the county is the last county in the mainland of Great Britain. And like I said, you're looking at a map of Britain. You've got Devon, and then you've got Cornwall, the little sort of fork-shaped county at the end. There, the top one, the top peninsula is called Land's End, and the southern peninsula is just called the Lizard. It's called the Lizard. Anyway, a lot of things Cornwall has going for it, other than the pasties and the food. There's a lovely town called Port Isaac, which is mostly a fishing town. If you ever watched Doc Martin, that British drama comedy sort of thing, that's filmed in Port Isaac, and it's also the home of Fisherman's Friends, who is that's a marvelous sea shanty crew that live and work in Port Isaac.
Hey Nigel, what did you think of that whole trend where sea shanties were popping up everywhere?
I friggin' loved it. Absolutely friggin' loved it. I love sea shanties. I don't know why. I just love sea shanties. Bardcore is another thing I've gotten into. That's like where they take modern music and make it medieval sounding. Love that. I just love all kinds of old musics. Fantastic stuff. But there's also a place called Tintagel. That's supposedly where King Arthur stayed for a while, or that's presumably where Camelot was, or where Merlin ended up burying himself in a cave, depending on what part of the legends say, depending on which legend you're listening to. And there's a place called the Eden Project, which is big sort of like biodomes out in the middle of Cornwall, where they're growing tropical stuff and doing research into tropical plants and all that sort of thing. Yeah. So.
Oh, the wig is Savannah by Henry Margot, and the color is 29H, which I think may have been discontinued, but if you like it, let me know.
Excellent.
All right. Wow.
Pasties still making me lol. Excellent. Both sides of my ancestors came from Cornwall. I've never been to the UK. Highly recommended, Wendy. Love the sea shanty TikToks. Yes. I would love that. That skipped again. Love that. Madrigal singer. Excellent. Love some madrigals. Ooh La La Red.
I used to be in madrigal choirs.
Yeah.
I miss
You've still got the dress, haven't you?
Yeah, I do. I just can't fit into it anymore. But one of the ladies at the church I used to work at in Ohio, one of the churches I used to work at, she made me a custom Renaissance dress. I just had to buy the fabric, and it's beautiful.
And you definitely look great as a redhead, a lot of people are saying.
Oh, thank you guys. I love reds. They're some of my favorites.
Definitely.
I figured I showed all these other colors. I literally wanted to show a representation of all the main color groups with the exception of crazy. So we basically did a brunette, a gray. First one, was that blonde? Did I do a blonde one?
No, you did a sort of toffee colored one.
Let's run with that like it's blonde.
Yeah.
And then we got this red one. So it's close.
Yeah.
I showed variety. That's good enough.
Yes.
I love you.
And I adore you.
All right.
But anyway, over in the opposite direction in the county of Somerset, you've got Bath, which is a very old city known for its Roman baths. And you can literally go there and sample the famous spa waters, which smell like and taste like liquid fart, but they're supposed to be healthy. But they also sell bath buns, which are big fruity buns with lots of crunchy sugar crystals on top.
Sounds nice, but I have a hard time with all those yeast bread things.
Yeah.
I like them when they're dense and moist.
Moist. Yeah.
Okay, let's call it a night, honey.
All right.
Yeah.
Just a sec.
That's all right. We could do it again sometime. This is fun. We could do it again sometime. Ooh, I'd like that. Fantastic. C'est la vie.
Right. Well, if you know of any other places in the West Country that are nice to visit, or eat, grab a bite or a drink at. Let us know down in the comments here when you're done. A couple more comments. Liquid what? Okay, the water from the Grand Pump Room is a bit sulfurous, so it smells a bit like liquid egg fart.
It doesn't smell great. I went there when I was a kid, and I remember it smelling kind of sulfurous, but it's really impressive still to go visit it. It's beautiful. And it's held up very well, all things considered.
Oh, yeah. Well, they renovated it in the Victorian era.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, that's where a lot of the architecture comes from. It's very Victorian, very Victorian, Gothic, Baroque, pseudo-classical sort of thing.
Oh, no.
But, yeah. So, if you aren't signed up to our newsletter, you can go to CysterWigs.com here and submit the form at the bottom of the page.
If you want details about things we're doing, giveaways, videos, wig releases, when stuff's coming in stock, all that stuff, we tend to kind of blip that out to our newsletter folks, coupons as well. So it's definitely a good thing to be signed up if you're into this stuff.
Mm-hmm. So, all in all, yeah, thank you for joining us. It's been an absolute hoot on my end. I've had chocolate.
Yes, and I have had chocolate and your delicious alcoholic beverage.
I got to ramble for a bit
and
get some stuff off my chest.
It was delightful. You're good at this.
Thank you, my treasure.
Yes, it's wonderful. Plus, it gives me a break. I kind of get to like hang back and play Robin to Batman. It's kind of fun. Yeah. I don't know. I'm sorry if I'm being too like PDA about this, but it's like when he does well, I'm just like, oh, it's like I just want to like cuddle. I know I'm gross. Yeah, girls have cuties. I just wanted to say also, I'm planning to start editing tomorrow the not wig review, the makeup preview that I did, the trial I did for the Biba palette, which I think is going to be really interesting. So if you are not a Patreon subscriber, just know it's like $2 at the lowest tier, and it will get you access to this stuff. And what I'm going to do is show kind of like a Jerry Hall inspired 70s glam eye with with some of the warm tones, some of the shimmers. And on the other eye, I did kind of like, it was something I'd never done before, and it was really, really hard. It was kind of like an Edie Sedgwick 60s mod eye, with that really harsh cut crease. I definitely gave it a whirl, and it turned out really stinking rad. So I think this particular makeup trial is going to be really, really, really good. So I gave everybody a preview of it this past week, but if you'd like more, just know we're over at Patreon. And I think that's about it. Yeah, what? We've been
watching a lot of Clint's Reptiles, and every so often stinking rad would come into her vocabulary.
He's rubbing off on us, but he's adorable, I'm fine with that.
All righty, all good then, my friend?
Yeah.
All righty then. I've got enough material to get at least another 2 episodes out of this, so, sometime in the future, we'll continue this if you folks are amenable, so let us know if you want more of this sort of thing in the future, and I'll put together another episode of this or so.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, thanks for dropping by. Thanks for indulging us, and
have a lovely weekend.
Yes,
or
indeed.
what's left of it. Bye, everybody.
Okay, bye.